Yeah, I'm good also, thanks.
Thank you.
Let's start the discussion.
Yes.
You have joined with your laptop, right?
Sorry?
You have joined from your laptop.
Yes, I'm joined the laptop.
Okay. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell me about your past experience and the technologies which you have
Yes.
worked on so far.
Yeah. So in 2020, I joined first America as a fresher there, and initially I started working on ESP.NET project. For approx 1 year, I worked as a software engineer there, like as a member of technical staff first. I was responsible for the front and back end and the SQL responsibilities also there, working as a full stack. So then after some time, we rewrite this application into the web API and Angular. At that time, we were using Angular 8. It was two to 2.5 years back. So after that, I started learning and working on AWS, using the AWS services, mainly the AWS Lambda. So there was one requirement in my team, like we have some onshore requirements in that we need to have Python skills. So I worked on it also for approx 8 months, building the AWS Lambda service there. Then from the last 1.5 years, I'm working on this current project, which is Event Hub. So what we are doing, like we are a middle application for the two applications. So like, let's suppose we are getting from the application one. It's not restricted to one single application. Like any number of applications send the data to us and send the output also, like how the output should look like for the data analysis and other purpose for the team C. So what our responsibility is to convert the data into the meaningful output and send it. Now like approx 10 to 15, approx 15, yeah. 15 teams are sending us data, and we have made it automated on AWS Lambda. So if we talk about AWS services, we are using Lambda. We are using Lambda event-based analysis warehouse. We are using, and then S3. Finally, in S3 we are storing it, and from the S3 we are not we cannot take it directly and do the data analysis on it. So for that we are using the Snowflake. We are mapping it to S3 to Snowflake, and then the DNC will take it for the data analysis purpose.
So in terms of other technologies like front-end technologies, Angular or React or JavaScript, HTML. So how is your experience in those?
Like very little I worked on AWS, like on the Angular side, on the front end. I developed it, but not with like very complex web pages. And currently also we have started taking the user stories for Angular. So there is one requirement for the team, like there is one project where we have the data duplicacy. So for that, the dashboard we are creating it. In the table we are getting the duplicate data also, and based on that, the admin can take the decision, or anyone who use that application can take the decision whether what to do with that particular order. Let's say I created 4 different orders with First American, and in which is my mail ID is different or my number is different. So initially we thought like using the AJ grid for it, but AJ grid license is too costly. So we are using the Angular Map table. Now by using the Angular Map table, I'm doing the parent-child relationship between the data, and with that we have created a simple thing.
Okay. So can you share your screen?
Yes.
And in if I ask you to rate yourself in like JavaScript out of 10, how will you rate yourself?
To be very frank, I'm not much familiar with the JavaScript because I've been working with the C# lately a lot. JavaScript, yeah.
So in like HTML or CSS, if I ask you between 0 to 10,
yes. Yeah. See, the thing is, I don't frequently work on the front end side, but if I have this opportunity or if I have the user story to work on, if we have the capacity, so definitely I work on it. So
if I ask you, as you have mentioned, you have worked on Angular project recently, and you have been developing it for the dashboard. So in terms of rating between 0 to 10, 10 will be the highest. So how will you rate yourself as per your current knowledge?
On Angular?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say like around 5 because basic knowledge I have. If you go with the complex complex topics like Redux and that I have not done.
Okay. So can you share your screen?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen.
So apart from these technologies, in which technology extensively you have worked upon? Like extensively?
Yes. Mostly nowadays
3+ years of experience. Apart from AWS and Azure.
Yeah, so for last 1.5 2 years, I'm working on this same AWS, and before that, I worked on Python also, and before that, I worked on ASP.NET framework.
Okay. So I'm giving you one code snippet in the chat, and this is for the JavaScript only. Let me check if you have an idea on this. So have you heard about hoisting in JavaScript? Hoisting?
What?
Hoisting in JavaScript, have you heard about this term?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem.
Because as per the requirements, we need to learn and we need to implement it. Like whatever the requirement is.
But do you know what are closures in JavaScript or in any other language? You must have heard about closures.
Projection.
Closure,
you're saying?
Yeah. So what are closures?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
JavaScript.
Okay. Tell me about the difference between let, const, and var.
In where we can have let. Const is like the constant. If we have to declare it globally,
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
okay. Const
Mhm.
lat let is like for the let the scope is only within that class, I guess,
Okay.
within
And
that
for where?
function itself. For where like it's a variable itself,
Yeah.
the difference is like not able to recall it.
Okay. No problem. Okay. So let me ask you one problem statement. There is one input I have given in the chat.
Mhm.
So this is the input. Let me bring you. Okay. So this is the
Okay.
input. Okay. Now your task is to write a function in any language, whatever language you know good, you are like
Okay.
most familiar with. Open any online editor or something where you can
Mhm.
code and just give this as an output. I'm putting it in the chat only. This is the output I want. Would you be able to do it?
Let me just see once.
Mhm.
One, three.
So the input is something a list which contains some data. From
Yeah,
that
we
list,
like different data types. Yeah.
Mhm.
This one second it's string, it's array, again array. Cited we have one array, again string.
if you're not sure, you may ask me. I will uh, move to the next question.
Yes. So you can
Shall
move
I?
to that section. Yeah.
So I have given you one more statement. So this is a very straightforward question. You need to find out. You can copy this into a notepad. So this is the input array where we have some numbers. So your task is to find out the number which is missing in this array. So if you want to open any editor, code editor, you can.
Okay. You find the missing number in an integer. Yeah. Okay. So the output should be 9, right, for this one?
Yeah, for this case, output will be 9.
Okay, let's do this.
So what will be your approach? Let me ask you about that.
Okay. Thinking once. First of all, we need to sort the array. So what I do, I sort this array, and with that array, I'll go and assign a for loop for once.
Mhm.
In the for loop, like we need to write the logic for the missing one.
So what will be that logic?
Yeah, yes, I'm thinking on that one. Like we need to compare it. Uh, we can do with the comparison also. Smaller than.
Shall I move to another question if you are not sure about it?
Yes, not getting it.
Oh, no problem. So, Kunal, can you reshare your entire screen? I can see only your browser.
Sorry.
Can you share your entire screen when you are sharing?
Okay,
I
okay,
can
okay,
see
okay.
only your browser. Are you using a MacBook or is it a Windows laptop?
No, no, this is a Linux.
Okay, okay, that's why the taskbar is not there. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so let's move to Angular part. So how Angular has solved the problem? Like there was HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the websites were
Hmm.
developed previously also. So how do you think the Angular have solved that situation?
You see, in Angular, we can we can do everything in a module wise. Uh,
Mhm.
like we can create the component for a particular work itself. Like let's suppose I have created like I am creating a table using the mat
Mhm.
table. So I can only create a, table component there. That increases the reusability also of that code. Like if that particular table I need for some other pages also. So that particular like what do you call component we can add it there and make it work. Well, like code reusability is
Mhm.
one of the best thing, and it's module wise, everything in module in Angular.
So if I ask you, I have created an
And
application with Angular,
and yes, to
right?
add, yeah,
So that application has been hosted to our website, and when a
yes.
user is hitting to that URL, the browser will load the application, right? So browser does understand Angular, or is there any
Uh,
other language between that?
no, no, no. I got your point. Like it's a single page application. Like
Mhm.
if you see YouTube,
Mhm.
it's a single page application also. So it's
Mhm.
kind of fast if it compares to the website are built in ASP.NET framework and core.
So do you know the bootstrap process in an Angular application? Bootstrap
Bootstrap.
process, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Bootstrap is a library we need to add for the
No,
CSS.
I'm not. Not in the bootstrap process in the Angular application.
Okay, you are asking like which instantiate first and then what happens next,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, correct.
So the entry point is like uh, um, like I'm not remembering right now like exactly.
Okay, no problem. So, will it be okay if I give you a link where you can solve a question for Angular? Online editor, if I give you?
Yes, we can try once.
Sure. So, I have give you the link over the chat. Just click on this, and it will give you a project I have created where I have created one test component.
Okay.
So So you have mentioned that you have already done the dashboard thing in your application. So
Yes, I have created
what
a
are,
table.
what are the different ways we can communicate between different components?
Uh, like uh, uh, like it's a parent. You're asking how the data flows
Yeah,
from one
yeah,
component to other component.
yeah. If there is
Yeah.
one requirement where we need to pass some data from one component to another component, how we will do that?
Mm-hmm. So there are like couple of methods uh, I was aware of. Like there are like couple of methods like we can establish the parent-child relationship between the components, and then
Mhm.
yep, then we can do that. But
So yeah, so yeah, this is the project where you can
mhm,
see there is a test component. Test component. This is written there. So in this, you need to pass the data from this component, from this test component. You need to pass your name from
mhm,
this component to app component. App is the parent component here. So if you see in the files directory, yeah, here. So in the HTML app component.html, you can find. Click on it.
yes.
Click on, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have opened the CSS file.
Style
Click on
is
the
web
app
component.
component.html file. Yeah. So here you can see the test component is being used. So this is the parent component and test component is the child component. So exactly the same
Yes.
scenario I'm asking. You need to pass your name and age from test component to parent component. That is app component. You got my question?
Oh, okay, okay. I got your question.
Hmm.
That is what I said right now. We need to like establish the parent and child relationship between these two app
Right,
component
right,
HTML, test component
right.
HTML,
Exactly.
and
Mhm.
yeah, with that we can do that. Okay. But like right now, like I'm not.
Hello.
Hello.
Kunal, I was unable to hear you.
Yes, yes, yes. My internet got disconnected. Now it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, you were
Reconnected
saying
itself.
something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was telling that I'm not right now. I'm not able to do it because it's not hands to me.
Okay, no problem. So in
Yeah, I know the concept, but
mhm.
okay.
I was
Yeah, please go.
yeah, I was switching to some another question. You have used different databases, right? So what are the
Yes.
different databases you have used in your development?
It's moreover, we used SQL Server itself.
Hmm. So SQL are relational databases or they are non-relational
It's a
databases?
relation. Yeah, it's a relational database only.
Okay.
MongoDB was there in my Python project, but I have never got a chance to explore that.
So what do you
And
think the
in the
Python? Yeah, what do you think the
yeah,
MongoDB is good or the SQL is good?
see, it depends on the requirement itself. If I talk about my current project, so what we are doing, we are storing the data into the Snowflake, which is costly, but we can use the MongoDB itself, like DynamoDB itself from the AWS service. But the reason why we are not using it, because uh, with that unstructured data will not be able to do the proper data and visualization and analysis for the team that they are supposed to do.
Okay. Mhm. So if I ask you to find out the second largest salary of an employee from an employee table in
Mhm.
SQL, how would you like write down the query,
Okay, okay,
the
okay,
SQL
okay.
query?
In SQL, you are asking.
Yeah.
Uh, Second.
Let's suppose there is a employee table where we have the
Mhm.
employee's name, employee's ID, and employee salary. Your task is to find out the second largest salary holder employee name. So
Mhm.
how will that query look like?
Okay. We need to identify the name, right? Name and salary.
Right. The second largest in that table.
Okay, okay.
So if you want to write down the rough query in your notepad, you can do that. But if you are not sure, you can tell me.
Like second largest, I'm thinking, but the other things are like pretty straightforward. Like select name, salary from the table where we need to give, and then the condition for the second one, second largest. I was thinking on that. Like
Mhm.
see, we need to. Okay, I'll write it down. One.
Okay, write it down.
I think that this will work. We're getting the
Okay.
maximum salary from the employer with the salary we're selecting.
Mhm.
Like here we are getting the maximum salary, and here we are giving the where clause where the salary should be smaller than
Do you
whatever the
think
salary
the
is.
less than symbol will work in SQL statement?
Sorry.
Do you think this less than symbol will work in SQL statement in SQL query?
Yes, I believe so. But somewhere other like I may be doing some syntax error, but yes,
Mhm.
that will work.
Okay, I have given you one uh, snippet in the chat. What will be the difference between where and where care?
Okay. You're asking what is the difference between where and where care. So the main difference between the where and where care, uh, it's related to its size. Where care is it's bigger than where.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kunal, have you worked upon iOS or Android application development?
No, never, never. I work
Okay.
Android or yes.
And in the back end, have you developed any backend services in any other language?
Uh, any other language?
Like,
No,
have you
only C
worked
sharp.
upon backend side also, creating
Yes, I have.
REST APIs? creating REST APIs and all by yourself?
Yeah. Remember, I told you we rewrited that ASP.NET project in Web API and Angular at that time. So, like 2 years back, I worked on it, but it was very basic GET APIs only, GET and POST, I believe, not
Mhm.
complex.
So you must be familiar with the status codes of APIs.
Sorry, what status?
Status codes that we send in APIs, like 200 success response,
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
right?
okay, okay, okay.
So
Yeah, yeah.
what do you think the 300 series are used for?
Like 200 is for like okay, everything is working fine. You're
Hmm.
asking for 300, right?
Right.
300. Let me just 300. Not sure.
No problem.
Right now, I call it.
So Kunal, is there any
Yep.
question you want to ask from my side?
No, I'm good.
May I